Something is wrong here.
I felt this before when I was a soldier.
But it's not safe.
They're all dead! We need to get to higher ground.
We've come to warn you. The air dome is failing.
You are under arrest.
Actually, I drive.
You can drive a bus.
I can drive anything. Open up. This is London, December 5th, 1952.
Work that out. What's the matter?
This smog, it's the worst the city ever sees. People are going to die.
Hi guys and girls, Gareth from 97 here. Welcome to today's video. We'll be reviewing the 10th Doctor Adventures Volume 3. This is the limited edition box set version. You can buy these stories individually, but I've got the previous two limited edition ones, so I thought I'd carry on this edition. Today I'm going to be looking at the box set itself, looking at all the contents inside and reviewing the stories. The second time we've seen the 10th Doctor and Donna on Big Finish. It's nice to get a new set of stories. Plus we have the Noble family with Wilf and Sylvia, and of course we have the story which features the Judoon. But without further ado, let's have a look at the limited edition box set. So here we have the front cover for the third volume of the 10th Doctor Adventures. At the top we have the 10th Doctor and Catherine Tate, and of course we've got this really brilliant photoshopped image of mashing up all the stories. Of course we've got the Judoon from the second story, the Dr. Donna, Wilf and Sylvia from the first, Big Ben the Smog from episode 3, so it's a nice combination with a new spine, obviously with this new Doctor Who logo from 2018, so the TARDIS bit that's usually there is gone. It's 10th Doctor's Volume 3 Big Finish logo. On the back we got who directed it by Ken Bentley. We've got a synopsis, a title, and who wrote the story for each three. So as well, the limited special edition includes a behind the scenes disc of an exclusive David Tennant Big Finish documentary disc. Mine's 1821 of 5000. Opening this sort of book up, that's obviously kind of the hardcover, and this is the actual book itself. First page, you've got the Texas cover of the artwork. Then we've got disc 1, No Place, this cool Gallifreyan text. Disc 2, 1 Mile Down. And then we have a look at the making of the story, sort of how it all came together, all the actors back together for the story. Quite cute photo of the two. Then we've got pictures for the first story, and also kind of a written bio how the idea of the story is made for the first story. No Place by James Goss, and that continues on to the next page. Then we have the storyboards illustrated by Mike Tucker. I think recently actually writ a 12th Doctor story. I actually met him at Bristol's signing event, but he's much known for his model work, so it's cool to actually get some storyboard images. Nice pictures of Judoon, again with the same stuff, information about how the story was made and the ideas from the writer. Here's some more storyboards. June Hudson, who you'll see do designs for Doctor Who and Tom Baker's era, redesigned the 4th Doctor's season 18 costume. She designed 3 of the looks from this story, 1 Mile Down. It's a shame we didn't actually get kind of graphical reimaginings of them. We also have these on the cover. Here's Patricia.
8 and 1, 2.
Patricia!
You stop dropping that, okay, sweetie?
And there is Fispus, which is a really cool gothical look. The third story, The Creeping Death, and you got sort of the characters and then quotes by each of them. And again, you get some more storyboards for that story as well. Then got more technical information about what's on each disc. A really cool poster style 2-page layout. It could have been cool to have got this in like a mini poster. It would be nice to have on the wall. Lovely image of Wilf and Sylvia, and of course then you get the last 3 discs of the set. The first story of this set is called No Place. The synopsis reads, "It's haunted makeovers, the home improvement show with a spooky twist. The Noble family are hoping to cast out a few spirits along with the old bathroom suite. Presenter Justin joins Donna, Wilf, Sylvia and the Doctor for the latest edition of his reality TV series. Of course, Justin knows that any supernatural phenomenon can be faked. Ghosts can't be possibly real, can they?" You can tell writer James Goss is playing a real love letter homage to Ghost kind of watch TV series. I know I've seen a few in my lifetime on TV with different presenters. Most of them are kind of over-dramatised and stuff like that. Even though I believe in ghosts personally, the story doesn't take either side. It kind of shows both sides of the argument of whether ghosts are real or not, and obviously it's up to the individual whether they think they're real or not. Even though we have the Doctor and the Noble family in this, this really follows Justin, who is the TV presenter, and throughout the story he's using an excuse for everything, that the ghosts aren't real, and he has a nice arc of self-discovery. That's how I interpreted it. But it's an interesting way he's showing it through his eyes, and especially through the TV show's eye as well. It's like he's kind of edited it all together, and we're sort of seeing the final product, well, listening to it. Of course, the Tenth Doctor Donna we've already had on Big Finish before, and it's like they never left. And that's the same with Wilf and Sylvia, played by Bernard Cribbins and Jacqueline King. And so I think Jacqueline King's done some Big Finish before with the Tenth Doctor Chronicles, but obviously for Bernard Cribbins is returning for the first time. And for me, he grew up in that kind of era of Doctor Who. It's a real nostalgia trip to go back to that 2008 series. The running gag between the Doctor and Donna's episode, they pretend to be a couple. Now, of course, in Series 4, they had to tell everybody that they weren't. Everybody assumed that they were. And the banter throughout is just hilarious. I was in stitches from the opening and right throughout. It's a really funny gag, and it does take it to certain places, but you have to listen to find out. But even though we have the funny moments, there's some really nice quiet scenes with the characters, which adds even more layers to what the series did back in 2008. Which is nice to see, because obviously we know these characters through and through, and obviously we've grown up with them through 2008, and it's nice to see a new side of them, to add more layers. Wilf is Wilf. It's just good old banter Wilf, sort of seeing all the good stuff, and obviously he's a very, very wise old man, and it's nice to see his take on certain situations. One of my favourite scenes from this story, when he's talking to Justin about the sort of certain situations that have happened in the story, and he talks about fire, and it compares the Doctor's character to fire. It's a real good analogy for the Doctor. It's kind of like a warm, fuzzy thing, but it is dangerous, and along those lines. So I thought that was a really nice little moment, but also to know where Will stands on the Doctor. Sylvia has some great sassy moments, especially with her and Donna. Like, sort of, she adds more fuel to the fire. Each one wants kind of the last word, but also with that, she also shows she does have a heart. When there's a nice scene about the crew, the film crew that are with Justin, the TV presenter, and she's concerned about their safety. So it's a nice sort of counterbalance. We only hear from one of the crew, which is basically like Justin's right-hand man, and he gets sort of put through the ringer. I'm surprised he wouldn't want to film ever again after this shoot. Why I could play this story is that near the end it kind of becomes a bit repetitive. The same thing kind of happens, and obviously you're waiting for the kind of resolution, but it's just kind of like, oh, scary moment, back to normality. And that happens a bit too many times. If that was shortened a bit, I think it could have worked. Overall, it's a really solid horror-style story from the film perspective, which can be a trope now in horror films, but really utilised in audio. With great moments with the Doctor, Donna, Wilf and Sylvia, and a few jump scares to go along the way. I listened to this story in the afternoon, and I think it would be interesting to listen to it with headphones on in the dark. We'll have to try that. On to the second story, written by Jenny T. Colgan, episode 2, 1 Mile Down. Donna and the Doctor take a holiday in the beautiful underwater city of Varanasi. Things have changed since the Doctor last swam through. Varanasi is now enclosed in an air dome, with Judoon patrolling historic sites. Now, instead of tourists wearing breathing helmets, native Finns are forced to adapt. But leaks are trickling into the dome. The Judoon must be persuaded that the disaster is imminent, or thousands will be trapped as the waters rise. The plots and themes for this story are quite easily recognisable for any Doctor Who fan, really. You've got the base under seas aspect, you've got the evil sort of company that only have money on their mind. Even in audio, this story makes you feel very claustrophobic, because obviously the city Varanasi is in an air dome. When there are some leaks into the city, it does make you want to kind of hold your breath and be like, oh no, we're going under. I like the Finns. They're a very kind of grandish race, very kind of pompous, I guess. It was a shame actually I didn't get the box set, because I was kind of thinking it would have been nice to see what they look like, but my question was answered when I got the box set in the post, and I looked through and I was like, oh, there's some concept art with them. I don't know if they kind of lined up with what I thought, but I do like the design. But yeah, on audio you kind of get that they're kind of like a very righteous race, and obviously this is their home that's been converted for tourists, so they're a bit peeved off. At the start, it is kind of like a checklist for the story to kind of do what it wants to do. It's kind of like, right, here's the characters, here's the themes. So it could be right, now everything's in place, go. And then it's just kind of action until the very end. There's a businesswoman who's kind of the face of the evil company that's turned this lovely place into a tourist hotspot. Running a bit like a zoo or other destinations abroad where the locals are affected due to tourism, which has been put higher up than the locals' needs, which to be honest has been brought up many times in other mediums and Doctor Who as well. The way they describe Varanasi is a very kind of magical and complex place, and you do get that real vibe when the orchestral music's up and Donna's describing it. It's like when the Doctor describes Gallifrey back in his era. You get a kind of warm feeling when they describe it. It's so beautiful! The Judoon make a return. If you know the Judoon, you know what they're like. They're basically a no-nonsense police force and their way or the highway, basically. We do get the new young trainee Judoon. Very comical in the story, and it also made you kind of want to root for the underdog. It's nice to have a kind of standout character in the armies of Doctor Who, with obviously the Daleks, who had Rusty, the Cybermen who had Handles, some Tar and Strax, kind of stuff like that. Certain characters you can pick out and they're obviously unique from the sort of army batch. So it was nice to have that for the Judoon. This story covers a lot of ground in terms of like political issues like racism, money, different ethnicities and race relationships, and all these are kind of covered by an individual character which represents each point of view, which is good to cover. Overall, it's a really fun listen and excels at what it's set up to do, and it's high stake action, but I don't think it left me with too much food for thought in terms of the story. But that's not what the story was. It is a simple premise, but that works in its favour with characters you've kind of got to root for. That allows you to go on this joyride of fun, high-stake moments. Episode 3 by Roy Gill is The Creeping Death. This is the historical story of this set. This set follows the other two, which also follows the new series formula, where it's the Earthbound story, then the space story, and the historical story. And it hasn't failed so far, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it, eh? London 1952, and the deadly smog envelops the capital, but something even more dangerous and alien is hiding within the midst. When the Doctor and Donna get lost in the fog, they find a motley group of Londoners trying to make their way home. Very soon the stakes are raised as death creeps along fume-choked streets, and not everyone will make it out alive. Similar to Series 11, this story is something of a historical event I had no idea about. I think I heard murmurs of it, but I didn't know much about it. And obviously with Series 11, of course, had Rosa Parks and Deans of the Punjab, the Indian Partition, events which are not widely known to the public, but so this was nice to have that, to self-discover that through this story. There are countless gags of the Doctor and Donna being from the future. I'll go back and do a count of how many there were. So we've seen this style of story in Doctor Who before, kind of the historical mystery type story. Obviously we've had Unicorn the Wasp, The Waters of Mars I say, and also The Fires of Pompeii, which does get a nice direct reference. There's a nice balance between the plot and the characters. The plot gets enough mystery to be engaged, but it allows enough room for the characters to be introduced, which are point enough to stand out. And that allows for great drama with them all clashing together and they're kind of put in this scenario. All different kind of walks of life have to get along for the greater good. I enjoyed the threat. The name I won't even try to pronounce. Even the characters think struggle to do it. But it is a really quite unique name. I kind of heard it and went, oh okay, that's a new one. That's kind of one you remember, even though I can't pronounce it. But the threat gives it enough for the characters to be on their toes, but allows the characters that have been set up to evolve and kind of express their story arc. The stuff this story kind of sets up and obviously foreshadows, like obviously you'll notice that in films where they'll just mention something random and you'll think, why is that there? And obviously then that would be like something bigger later on. And this story did it once, and then the second time it did it, it was like, oh my god, they're actually doing this. And it's something they could probably never do on the budget of TV Doctor Who. But it's like movie style action sequences, but I was just like, no way, like a sort of Donna at that moment. So yeah, it really took me by surprise. It was kind of like, I really love the story, and then at that moment it was like, oh, this is just genius. Overall for me, this is the standout story of the set. They have the scary, intense moments, sort of quite graphic style horror, but also it's a fun adventure with kind of people who don't get along. They all have their own personal stakes in the story. Because they're so well written and acted, it makes you root for them more. And with the odd but brilliant audio visuals, this makes it like a pinnacle Doctor Who story. So what are my overall thoughts on the set? Yeah, a bunch of solid stories, I'd say. I think with the first two, they are good, but there's nothing kind of like, oh wow about them. They're just solid, good stories. Obviously the third one I really enjoyed more. That story is actually coming out on vinyl with Asda. They've done a few in the past, but from this set it's kind of the green Asda style vinyl, so you can pick that up if you're a vinyl fan. Very fan pleasing moments, like if you know and love like series 4 and the 10th Doctor era, there's little callbacks and Easter eggs which you absolutely love. But yeah, it sets out what it wants to do. There's no sort of big story arc or anything like that. Obviously they're kind of in the parameters of series 4. These are just fun, great adventures with the characters we love. So for what it is, it's brilliant. So I hope you enjoyed my review of the 10th Doctor Adventures Volume 3. What do you think of the set if you've listened to it? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm interested to hear what other people thought. I haven't seen that many reviews. It'd be interesting to see what other people think. Obviously it's just my opinion. Like, great thing about opinions, like somebody else will say something and be like, oh, I never thought of it like that. So yeah, I'm quite interested to see what you thought. Let me know in the comment section below. So as guys and girls, please comment, like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Links to that stuff in the description below. I bagged my tickets with Alan Multimedia to go see Planet of the Dark, the BFI screening, which is on Saturday the 15th of June. If you're going, I'd love to see you there. I did a sort of fan-made trailer for the story and the event, even though I think it's sold out literally within the first day. But yeah, stay tuned on this channel for other Doctor Who videos and Marvel and other fandoms. Because I've started doing a bit more of that as Doctor Who's off air. Stay tuned on the channel for more obviously Doctor Who content. I plan to do more kind of stuff theorising series 12. I won't be spamming or doing any hate videos, which seem to be like the most popular ones at the minute. But I'll also be dabbling with other kind of fandoms like Marvel, DC. So if you're not ready, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss an upload. So thank you very much for watching, guys and girls, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye, Alonzi.